Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys have been doing good, going out and catching some fish. Just recovering from my surgery, so we're gonna do some physical therapy and try to get better so I can get back out on the water. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to the channel, and then hit that notifications tab so you know when my next video drops. I'm going to be doing a lot more, so check in regularly, and hit that subscribe button so you know when I drop one. So this tip is going to be for the people who always ask me, and it's a very common question: what kind of line do you use when you go fishing? Well, that's kind of like a multitude answer. I use 3 different basic types of line when I fish, depending on what technique I'm using. And so there's 3 types of line. There's monofilament, there's fluorocarbon, and there's braid. Now, I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, hence the 3 different types of line. It's what I've preferred over the years. It's what I've came to like, and it seems to work for me the best. Now, let's talk about why I use different line. Well, each of them has their different characteristics that work the best. So we're going to start with monofilament. Monofilament is great because it floats. Okay, it's clear. It's clear, but it also comes in high vis and stuff like that you can see in dirtier water. But it comes in a variety of colors. It floats, and the good and bad about it is it does stretch. Now you may be saying, why is stretching good? Well, for instance, if you're fishing a crankbait and it's a lighter crankbait, you want that stretch so the fish can engulf that bait and get it in their mouth before you set the hook. And if you set the hook hard accidentally, it has a tendency to stretch and not just yank out of the fish's mouth before he gets it closed. So that's great. The other thing, it floats, okay? So say you're throwing a topwater like a popar or something else, a chug bug, something that sits on top of the water, and then you just slowly move it. That is perfect for monofilament. Now, what's so great about fluorocarbon? So fluorocarbon it doesn't stretch as much. It's clear. It's pretty clear, and it does not float. It's actually sinks. So why would you want something that's clear and sinks? Well, if you are throwing, say, like a rattle trap, rattle traps are made to throw out. If you get like a piece of grass on if you're fishing around grass, you can jerk your rod real quick and get that grass off the hooks and free it of the grass. Where if you did that with monofilament, it would just pull and you would have nothing. So the fluorocarbon allows you to jerk it out and get it out of the grass and just free it from any debris that's on your line or your bait. So like I said, I use it for crankbaits. Now I also use this for flipping purposes, like trees and bushes and stuff like that. It's very good for that. There's some high abrasive resistant stuff. There's Invisex, which is really invisible type stuff. Really good casting and stuff like that. But for the most part, on all my flipping that I do around brush and stuff like that, I usually use fluorocarbon. Now, the last bit is braid. Now, I use all sorts of braid. I use braid for flipping. I use braid on drop shots and shaky heads as well in finesse presentations. But if you notice, this, let's see right here, is a 65 pound. So this I would definitely use for flipping. I would not use this on my spinning rod. I usually go down to like an 8-pound test on my spinning rod for a leader for my or for my spinning rod applications. So when I'm fishing and punching and dirtier water, lots of vegetation and stuff like that, I use braid a lot. It keeps the abrasion down. It allows it to cut through the vegetation. If it does get in some, and you won't lose as much fish. Now, the good thing about the braid is that it doesn't stretch. There's very, very little stretch, even less than fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon, you still have some, but braid, there's virtually no stretch in braid. Okay, so that's the great part about it and the bad part about it. So you gotta weigh your options, what you're gonna do. If I go down to like say a 10-pound test braid, I can still throw a topwater on it, but I gotta realize that it's not gonna have the flex that a monofilament line would have. So I don't want to do a hard hook set on, say, a spook or something like that, where it's not going to have much give, and then that way if I jerk too hard, I'm just going to rip the bait out of the fish's mouth, and it's not even going to get it. So braid is great for frogs when you need a hard hook set. So they all have their moments where they're the best for that application. You just have to match your application to what you want to do. Okay, so match the line to the application and you're great to go. It's really not an easy one step. What line do you use? It's more what the question should be is, what line do you use when you're doing ABC through XYZ? Okay, so take that into consideration the next time you're spooling up some rods, and hope these tips help. I'll have some more coming up. Stay safe. I'll see you on the water.